Hey, ma'ams and sirs, and welcome to the Number 9 with Tommy podcast. Today is going to be a change in pace, lots of laughs and none of the haste. A game or two between friends broadcast to you live while you're driving or masturbating. It's for you, whatever you do. Let's get started with my fuzzy friend till the end, Tommy fucking Washington. What's been up, man? How have you been?
Fucking great, Pat.
Tom, are you going to shave your head again?
I don't know. I'm in between on that one.
You look like a middle-aged teddy bear.
Well, I'm pretty fat and I'm snuggly, so my wife tells me, so that makes sense.
I actually just watched Ted. Do you remember Ted, the movie with Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah, funny story about that. I tried to watch that with my kid and my father when my kid was like probably 5 or 6 years old, and my mom was not having that shit, dude. Was not having it. I thought it was
right
hilarious.
from the very beginning.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
I don't remember it being as funny as it was. Don't get me wrong, I thought it was really, really funny, but the dialogue in that movie is fucking unbelievable.
Yeah, very good. Pat, we went and got donuts this morning. I had one. I had a piece of lemon bread, and now I have heartburn. You ever get that for me?
Stick. I had a coconut donut, then I had a sausage, egg, and cheese croissant, and I feel great. I'm also drinking a lovely coconut milkshake kind of thing.
Nice. So, Pat, me and I told you I was going to talk about this on the show today.
Yeah.
Me and our boy Binox, the one that you think I told you were watching fucking Yellowstone.
My television habits.
Which makes no sense. I thought he might stop by today. Maybe he will. Maybe he won't. But this guy gave me some picks for college basketball yesterday. And boy, oh boy, did we go on a fucking heater together. A straight up fucking heater. Now, see, here's the problem. I'm a big parlay guy, mainly because I can bet smaller amounts and win bigger amounts. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
It doesn't cost as much to make as much money. But I think I couldn't have told you. Thursday, I was down to my last $200 again. And you remember last Sunday, I was down to my last $200. I put in a bet to win $600. Remember that? I put it all on one bet.
And I do, and if you lost the bet, you're going to delete the app.
Which was totally untrue. But that's what I say every time I'm about to lose. So,
I'm aware.
So I hit that bet. Didn't have a great Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. And I was back down to $200 come Thursday morning. I accidentally placed a bet on the Chicago Bulls. Like I was just checking the payout of a parlay I built, and I accidentally placed it. It didn't give me the option to cash it out, so I had to play it. It fucking hit, right? So there you go. Then Friday,
I bet.
I think I won like $400.
Nice.
So, or it was like $400 or $500. I ended up winning after my bet. Plus, I put I had a $50 bet that hit too. So, like, I ended up with like $500 or $600 on Friday. Then I placed another bet for Friday night that our boy Griff sent me. Except I read it wrong, and he had a player over a certain amount of points. And so all I did was I didn't like the amount of points that it was, so I just brought it down 2 points and placed that bet and did over that. Well, he actually had it as an under this amount of points. So I fucked up. He told me that after I placed the bet, and it fucking ended up going over. He didn't hit the bet. I did. So I'm on this fucking heater, and then Binoculars hits me up yesterday and says, hey, check out these games. Bam, 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 I parlay on my fucking hit. And so I'm sitting here all day yesterday. I haven't watched 3 games of college basketball in my life. I watched college basketball all day yesterday while I was doing other stuff. I was placing bets, hedging bets, ended up the day like $400 up, a little bit less than $400. I finished the day up. And we started this morning with a nice little. So now, mind you, if I would have done the straight bet deal and bet what I normally would bet, I would be up a lot more than $400. Our boy Binoculars went 11 for 2 or 11 out of 13. which the 2 that he lost, he ended up hedging because I gave him the idea of hedging the bets. So he broke even on those. So he technically won 13 out of 13 yesterday. So if I would have done the same thing, I'd be up a lot more money. So today, this was my solution to the problem. He gave me 3 games. I placed 3 straight bets and then parlayed them all together. Because if they all hit, I make out. But at least if 2 of them hit, I break even. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I kind of like that. Yeah. So let's have a fucking day, huh?
You want to explain to me how I ended up buying breakfast when you're $800 up?
I'm not $800 up. I'm $400 up.
What about the Bulls bet?
Yeah, that doesn't count. That was days ago.
This is horse shit.
You bought breakfast.
And I bought you lunch on Friday. God damn it.
Yeah, you bought because I forgot my wallet this morning, which was, I was driving to your house, thought about turning around, and I was like, fuck it, Pat's just going to have to buy it. I don't want to waste any time.
Okay, I've got very surprising news for you. I also forgot my wallet at the workplace. Luckily, I woke up in time to make it to the bank yesterday because the bank's open for 3 fucking hours on Saturday.
What, they only open 9 to 12?
Yeah.
Nice. What a bank. Yeah, so pretty good. I got some games going on today. I might bet some NBA. I bet some NBA games yesterday that I did not. I did hit 1 parlay, but I had 2 other ones that didn't hit. Erica said thank you for breakfast. Just said that I'm cute with my hair this way, I guess. I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what she meant. I'm pretty sure she has an eye doctor appointment coming up. That's good.
Yeah. It's weird that you would know that.
I only know that because she said he's cute.
Oh, I see.
I just assume she's getting that checked out.
I see. You can really see my man boobs in the shirt I'm wearing today.
Movies.
Nice. All right. You want to do some memes, Pat?
I'm ready.
What we got here?
There's a very large pillow fort in the living room. And it says, my girlfriend wanted to have a conversation about me being too childish, but she didn't know the password to get in.
Pat, is that your fucking house?
No, it's not. That does look an awful lot like my house. My couch is gray.
Well, and what really got me was, if you look in the back, it looks like there's a couch stacked on top of the other couch. And you have that little movie theater thing going on in the back. Yeah. I don't know what the fuck just happened there. Hold on a second.
This says, after creating the perfect cake, I was forever banned from helping with any more baby showers. This is the most disgusting baby shower cake I could imagine.
It's hilarious.
It is let's start with, it's a giant vagina with chocolate sprinkles as pubes. It comes full intact with a butthole that is a different flavor of icing, and then chocolate turd coming out of it. The lips are made with, what's that stuff? It's not icing that they use for wedding cakes.
I don't know, man. I'm not a baker.
I can't think of what it's called. I want to call it fondant, but I know that's not right. Yeah, the baby's coming out with glasses. I don't know why the baby has glasses on, but it also has some either raspberry or strawberry shit, like a gelatin squirted on its fucking head because the baby's coming out bloody. It's disgusting. There's blood, there's poop, there's pubes.
Panachronics in chat. Stuff. He confirms it's called fondant or fondant.
Oh, okay, I'm not crazy.
Panachronic, welcome. Long time no chat, bud.
Hey, pal.
This is absolutely fucking disgusting, but also hilarious. Like, if I went to a baby shower and this was the cake, I would die laughing. Like, it would be all-time classic baby shower.
Well, and this is obviously a direct reflection of the mother-to-be. It symbolizes her. So when you get home from this baby shower and they're like, hey, how was it? And you're like, I ate the potential mother's pussy. I mean, that's a great conversation. We actually all did. We all took turns. This is a picture of Ken Shamrock in 2019. It says, Ken Shamrock in 2019 looks like Al Bundy on a shitload of steroids. And there is not a truer statement that can be made of that photo.
Yeah, he does, huh? Jesus.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? Why does he look so much like Al Bundy? Tom, this is a representation of today's society. That's all it says. It says today's society. And you have 5 people constructing boats out of the one boat that they're all in. So they're building little boats for themselves at the cost of the boat that they were all safely traveling in is going to sink because they're worried about themselves instead of the community. This is the perfect representation of love your neighbor.
Can we start saying love thy neighbor?
We can. Why?
Sounds cooler than your.
Okay. Those are the memes, brother. Those are the memes.
Great memes, Pat. Great fucking memes today. Woo! So I sent my picks over to the one and only Griff because, well, let's face it, he was my first love when it came to sports betting, and
dicks.
Yes, definitely dicks. Lots of dicks. He doesn't think that one of Binocular's picks is going to hit, but he also said that yesterday. So I'm going to roll with Binoculars. Griffy poo. I think it was a Florida State game yesterday. He was like, "Ooh, I was going to take Florida State, and I had the other team." And yeah, that other team crushed him, fucking destroyed him. Oh, it's Kentucky. Kentucky destroyed him. And
we're going
Thursday
we're going Thursday to Brooklyn to watch a couple college basketball games. UNC will be in at least one game that we see.
Yeah, UNC are a horrible group of people.
I don't know if you mean like human beings or basketball players.
Group of people, human beings.
Oh, I don't know why you're saying that.
Because, they couldn't do the right thing yesterday and let Coach K win his final game at Duke Stadium there.
You're talking about one of the best rivalries in sports.
Yeah, I know, man. But the guy's coached for 40 years. It's his last game at home. I just, like, the game really didn't have any bearing on anything. You let the guy win by, say 8. Not that big a deal.
I feel like this had to do with your betting more than the actual heart of the team.
Both. But if they won by 8, I potentially would have won some money.
UNC this year, really not a great team. I think they're starting 3 or 4 freshmen. Next year, they have a prospect, I believe that they've already signed him up, who is one of the top 3 in the country. Next year, UNC is going to be El Fuego, as they say.
If you're one of the top 3 potential college basketball players in the country, why not just go straight to the NBA?
They may feel that college basketball will enhance his game. Sometimes they don't. With LeBron, they didn't think it would, and with Carmelo Anthony, his college basketball coach actually flew out to his mother and said, "You can't let him keep playing in college. He's going to get worse, not better." But I assume sometimes for a guy that fits into a specific system, it may make sense. But also, he may actually want a college degree. That may be something he's aiming for.
Yeah, man, I gotta tell you, you're only you only have this ability for a certain amount of period of your life, and this is probably one of the only situations that I would say this in. But go make the money while you can, and then you can get your college degree when you retire if that's something that you really want. You know what I mean?
Okay, but if he could make, let's call it $3 to $5 million a year for 3 years, and then potentially never make another basketball contract again? What if he doesn't pan out? Or if he can go play with UNC and then he can start at $10 million a year for 3 years, and if something doesn't work out, he has a college degree. Like, I get it. I'm with you. I would go straight pro, no question. But maybe it was this kid's dream to play for UNC.
Well, you know what my dream is? To make sure that my parents never have to work again. That's where I'm at. You know what I mean? If I'm that kid. Or really make sure that I never have to work again and I get to play basketball for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? And I'm all about it, but you play, if he were to play 1 year in the NBA, he would make enough money to put himself through college if that's the way it worked out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, in the event that something were to happen.
Now, listen, I have no idea who this kid is. I really don't know shit about basketball. So I really can't say for sure. But I know, like, LeBron's a fucking billionaire at this point. His net worth is almost near $1 billion. I mean, yeah. And he never.
The majority of that's probably from Nike, not from the NBA.
Well, but he's made it's made off his business decisions as well. Like, he has his own businesses that allow him to do this. But it also helped that he started making millions of dollars right out of high school. And then
he did the smart thing. He signed up with a company that understood how expensive the American workforce was. So they just have the children of China produce their product. And I really support that because it makes more financial sense. You know, just enslave some kids and then have them put the little check mark on the shoe. And whammo bammo, you're making bajillions. I love it.
Does he really have a Nike deal? I don't think.
LeBron?
Yeah.
Let's see what it is. You continue on.
I'm not really sure. Panachronic, I don't think picked up on your sarcasm there because he said one of those emojis with your face in your hand. You know? Yeah, I don't know. I know that he has some other business things. And listen, I don't really. LeBron dropped 52 last night. I wish I would have, or 54 or something like that. I wish I would have bet on that, motherfucker. I only had him at 25 points.
LeBron has a $725 million deal with Nike.
Oh, woo. Wow! How many years is it?
It's probably a lifetime deal, but I'm reading.
But you guys are also 30-something years old. Guys looking back on what you do. As an 18-year-old kid, you don't know how mature, immature they are. I'm not disagreeing with that. But what I'm saying is, like, somebody in this kid's life needs to say, hey, go make that money, sucker. Go make that money. Fuck college. College is for losers.
So Nike has endorsed him since he turned pro in 2003. They signed him to a lifetime contract at the end of 2015. The brand pays him an estimated $32 million annually. James also agreed to lend his likeness to the Epic Games' Fortnite video game for an undisclosed amount. Somebody from Goldman Sachs founded Redbird Capital in 2014 and manages more than $5 billion in assets for Redbird and the Fenway Sports Group. Redbird bought 10% stake in Fenway Sports Group, which owns the Boston Red Sox. James picked up 2% of Liverpool in 2011 and exchanged his stake to grab a reported 1% investment in Fenway Sports Group. So LeBron also owns part of the Red Sox.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Smart motherfucker, man. See?
Well, you have somebody, right? You're smart enough to hire somebody smart enough to make those decisions for you.
Yeah.
Don't the thing that we see, especially from somebody with LeBron's background, you make it and you call your best friend and you're like, hey man, I need somebody to do my finance. I'll pay for you to go to school. And then your best friend 30 years later turns out he was cheating your taxes the entire time and skimming off the top. And now you're MC hammered right the fuck out.
Do you know who
LeBron not go that route?
Do you know who an amazing person is to listen to about finances and like how?
I can only imagine you're going to say Pat McAfee.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, we're talking about basketball. Pat McAfee doesn't.
Listen, everything. The answer is Pat McAfee with you.
Shaq. Shaq actually talks a lot about like his early career and the money that he would spend, and how he had when he first got his first big contract, he went out and bought a Mercedes, right? And got home, and his old man was like, "Where's mine?" So he went back and bought another Mercedes for his dad that was identical, and then he had to get something for his mom, so he went back and bought her one, and before you knew it, he was broke. And so it took him, a hard lesson. But luckily, he had such a long career and was good for so many years that he was able to recover from that. Pat McAfee also tells a story that like his dream growing up, because he grew up in like the suburbs of Pittsburgh, that he wanted that black Escalades on 22s. You know what I mean? Like that was a thing when he was in high school. Everybody had Escalades on 22s. So the day he got drafted, he went out and bought an Escalade, put 22s on it. And because he didn't realize he didn't get his signing bonus until he went to training camp, which was like 4 months later, that fucking thing almost got repoed. You know what I mean? And he talks about he actually, when I first started listening to him a few years ago, he still had that same fucking Escalade. It was all fucked up and it was just parked up behind his house because he like wanted to, because like that was his first big accomplishment, right? Like I finally made it and I'm able to get this cool thing. I think he fucking ended up junking it or something, or sold it to somebody for like $500. But you know, it's crazy when you come from nothing and then you get handed or the potential to make millions of dollars. It's insane. Anyway, you want to get in the news time? Mail time?
Yeah.
No.
We have
Three Finger News. There it is.
We have one Three Finger News article. News that's sure to shock you. I'm trying to read. I think it's Erica. She said.
I already said it.
Oh, okay.
I already read it, bro.
Man, it is small.
That's what she said to you, huh?
Every single time.
While
you switch this over, I got to run and grab a charger real quick.
I don't have to switch anything over.
Oh, that's right. We don't have music. Well, Tom, vamp or pause the fucking show because I got to run and grab a charger.
All right, we're pausing the show. Pausing. Guys, when he gets back, I'm just going to keep saying pausing. It'll be hilarious. Pana, thanks for watching today. Why are you on YouTube and not Twitch? Got him. Oh, he's over to Twitch now. So we figured out that with Restream, there's almost no delay on Twitch. Oh, he's on both. I like it. Is there a delay between Twitch and YouTube? Oh, see? Yeah, so I think it's because we go through yeah, there's quite the we figured it out a while ago. I'm not sure why there's such a delay on YouTube. I think it's just because we go through Restream so we can be on both. And for some reason it's a big delay when it goes to YouTube. Holding.
Apparently, I did not mute my mic before I did that.
Holding. You ready? Holding.
I'm ready.
All right, unholding. Well, we might as well just make this the second part of the show. Man, how about that Anchor.fm? Holding. Hey, you ready? Three Finger News. Your fucking mic's muted, dude. You unmuted it, you muted it, unmuted it, muted it. You gonna talk now?
I'm ready. Three Finger News is sure to shock you. Tom, I have a quick little follow-up to this, but standing with Ukraine means standing with Ukrainians. Ashton Kutcher posted on his Twitter, Stand with Ukraine is an organization is organized by Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher. Basically, they put up $3 million to support the people of Ukraine. It was a matched contribution, so they basically said we'll match up to $3 million, whatever gets donated. I think they're at like 15 at this point. One of the really cool things that they're doing, and by they I mean we as Americans are doing, is we're booking Airbnbs at Ukrainian addresses at the earliest dates possible, and then obviously not going since we're not allowed and we don't want to die. But so the people who are hosting the Airbnbs are getting the money, even though there's no actual guest. And I think that's a really good way to get the money over there.
And to the people that actually need it. Now, listen, we don't know anything about these people that own it. For all we know, the people that own the Airbnbs don't really need the money. But
Yeah, for all we know, these are actually Russian soldiers renting out Airbnbs in Ukraine. We have no fucking clue.
Yeah, but the thought's there.
Yeah, I will say that as much as I love Mila Kunis, and I do love Mila Kunis, she says in this little thing, she says, I've always considered myself an American and a proud American. I moved over here when I was 7. She was born in 87, born in 83. She moved to America in 91. And she says, but today I'm a proud Ukrainian. And I was like, how? I don't understand. Like, I've always been a proud American, but now I identify as Ukrainian because they're under attack. How about just like I was born in the Ukraine, I consider myself an American, but I support the people of Ukraine.
Yeah,
it was just weirded word. Oh, god damn it. Weird. It was worded weird.
I think you're picking apart what she said. What she's saying is
not like to be mean. It just seemed weird that that's how she went about it.
Yeah, I don't know. This whole fucking thing. Like, I try not to pay too much attention to it. Like, we got, like, there's so many things that I could. Weirded word indeed. Huh, there you go. Dana Crunk agrees with you.
Title of the episode: Weirded word.
He said weirded word indeed. Weirded word. I fucking read that wrong. This whole thing, it's crazy. We were talking about a post that I saw on Facebook from somebody about the gas prices, which I really can't wrap my head around why the gas prices have shot up fucking 60 cents in the last 3 days. But this person was like, oh, it was like this back in 2008. And my first initial reaction was, yeah, what's the same about 2008 and 2022? There's one very common denominator in those two fucking things.
Well, in 2008, there was a housing crash where the economy fell to shit. So not a great reference point, sweetheart.
Yeah, and then she came back at somebody and said, like, it's the sign of a good economy to see inflation. And I said, yeah, that's it. Gas prices should double in the course of 2 years. That shows good inflation number, or that shows that we have a good economy.
Yeah, shutting down the country for 3 years would obviously have a very positive impact on our economy. That is very astute of you. I think that we should shut it down for another 3 so we can go back to being the wealthiest country in the world. I think that's a great idea. Let's just shut it. Nobody go to work. We're working on wealth here.
It's crazy.
I'm actually going to quit so that my bank account grows.
Well, in most cases, that actually happens.
Facts.
But it's just like, it's wild to me, man, what's going on. And I can't really wrap my head around it. And part of me, I care, but I don't want to know the answers or don't want to get any more depressed or wrapped up in it. So I don't research it more. But it's like we buy something like 5% of our fuel from Russia. So how could that affect 95% of the gas prices? It doesn't make any sense.
Like if fuel went up 10%, like, okay, well, that's the 5% plus whatever change had to take place.
Yeah. You know what would have
stopped that was a woman, right? That posted that on your Facebook?
She didn't post it on my Facebook. She posted on hers, and I just saw it in my timeline.
Next time we have a poker night, can we make sure to invite her?
She lives in Boston.
I feel like she's somebody I want at the table.
I don't think so. Erica said, so first off, Erica said about Mia, or Mila, whatever fuck her name is. I think she was just trying to show solidarity. I agree. This podcast is a much better way to get your point across, honey, instead of engaging in Facebook fights. I agree. I didn't say anything. I wanted to. I really did. This was the same girl that I commented on something that she said a while back about the gun control thing. And some fucking kid came and attacked me for no reason. Somebody I'd never even met before and just literally called me a fucking retard. So I've decided not to engage with these people. I read what they write, though, and it's just like, it makes no fucking sense. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. And if they could actually come at me, like, I'm willing to listen, but when you back it up with the signs of a good economy is inflation, that's not a good argument to have. That's not accurate at all.
I want to see you when you see something like this. I want to see you create a segment and just drop it whenever you've got one of these. And in the great Chris Farley's voice, I want you to go, Tommy no likey. And just like say your rant after that.
Fucking awesome. Oh my god, dude. You know, so somebody came up to me the other day and said, do you know, oh, I know that you know, the gentleman that works with the side shop. You know what I mean? The shop in the alley where we work.
Yeah.
The bigger guy.
Yeah.
So somebody comes up to me and goes, we've done, if Chris Farley was still alive, that's who we said that person would be. And I said,
what?
Chris Farley was way fucking cooler than that guy.
Yeah.
Like,
Chris Farley was the fucking man. And don't get me wrong, I love that guy, but he's no Chris Farley.
Yeah, like how can you compare the two of them? I was very, and I think they're just going based off looks. You know what I mean? But I'm just like, even still,
Really didn't remember what you look like with your hair growing out because you look just like Matt Foley.
Yeah.
Matt Foley was the motivational speaker.
Yeah, I know. Live in a van, down by the river. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I just want to get that off my chest a little bit. Like, I don't want to go into this big long thing about like, I just don't understand how some people think. And I want to like that's the weird thing, right? Is that I want to understand how they think about it because maybe I'm wrong. You know, maybe the sign of a good economy is gas doubling in price. Maybe we have the best economy we've had in fucking 2 decades. I don't fucking know. I'm not an economist, but I would say all signs point to no, that's not true.
Oh man!
And my initial
Tom,
reaction was
put these fucking into that slide under the Mila Kunis thing. There are 7 new shirts available on the Chive. One of them says Putin, go fuck yourself, but instead of the U, it's the Ukrainian flag. There's a Solidarity for Ukraine shirt. There's another Ukraine shirt. There's one with Putin dressed up like a clown, and it says history's biggest clown. There's one of Hitler, or there's one of Stalin doing the Hitler hand. There's one of, it's like a hot dog with Putin's face, and it says dictator, but like D-I-C-K tater. There's one that just says this, and I might actually order this shirt. It just says Putin has a small dick. That makes me so happy. So some good shirts over at the Chive if anybody's interested.
It's not very nice. Again, to be honest with you, I don't even know what the fight's about. I really don't. I think Russia wants to become bigger. That's all I know. Somebody broke it down like it was actually kind of funny, but again, I don't know how true it is, but like Russian was Ukraine's girlfriend and used to beat her up all the time. Or Russia was Ukraine's boyfriend and Russia used to beat her up all the time, take advantage of her until Ukraine finally stood up for itself and said no. And ever since, they've just been like stalking them, and now all of a sudden they're fucking going into their house and beating them up. I don't know how true that is.
And everybody's on Ukraine's side. They're like, no, you need to get away from him. Listen,
yeah, exactly.
Listen, he's not good for you. Don't let him come inside you. Okay, you need to get out of there. If you let him come inside you, you're stuck with him for at least 18 years until you can get free.
It's amazing that you took it right to sexual. Right to sexual.
How was anything I said sexual? They can't let the Russians come inside of Ukraine, or they'll be there for at least 18 years until they can regain their independence. What the fuck was sexual about that? I'm just saying the Ukrainians cannot let the Russians come inside them. That's all I'm saying. If they impregnate the Ukrainians, the Ukrainian territory, then it's gonna be a long drawn out affair.
All right, Pat, you said you have a game.
I actually have 2 things left, Tom. One of them is the game, and the other one is there are some timeline related things to put in perspective how our current timeline is going. It will be just as much fun as the game. I'm going to let you pick. What are we doing first? I think we should finish with the game.
Okay, let's do the timeline thing. I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Well, that's because it would have been 30 more pictures for you, so I decided to just scroll through them.
Okay.
Tom. Sliced bread, are you ready for this? Is 6 years younger than Betty White. Betty White is older than sliced bread. To put in perspective, sliced bread was mass produced for the first time in 1928. Tom, we didn't know that a meteor killed the dinosaurs until 1991. That's the year that Home Alone came out. We didn't know that meteors caused dinosaur extinction until Home Alone was a fucking movie. Doesn't that seem very recent?
Not really. It's 30 years ago.
Okay. Tom, Harriet Tubman was alive when Rosa Parks was born.
Okay.
So, well, now remember, Harriet Tubman was responsible for the Underground Railroad, and Rosa Parks was the one from the bus. So to put that in perspective, because we feel like that's forever ago, Rosa Parks was alive for Hurricane Katrina.
Really, was she?
Doesn't that seem fucking like
Not
wow.
really. They're 50 years apart.
What?
The Rosa Parks thing and Hurricane Katrina.
Yeah, but Harriet Tubman was alive when Rosa Parks was alive.
So that
Rosa Parks was alive for was alive for Hurricane
what year
Katrina.
was it?
So
what
Rosa,
year?
for
What
Harriet
year was,
Tubman was not alive that long ago.
What year was the Civil War?
We're getting there.
Well, I need that answer so I can break it down numbers wise in my head, like how far apart those are. You think they're
don't get ahead of me?
Okay, go ahead. So far, the only thing I'm kind of surprised about is the sliced bread thing, but that's because I didn't know that we didn't start mass producing sliced bread until 1928.
Betty White will be coming back in to put things in perspective.
Betty
She's
White's
a good focal point.
Well, Betty White's dead, so it doesn't really matter.
If you traveled with Marty McFly, you would now go back to the year 1991.
Nice.
McFly went from 85 to 55, so 30 years. You would go back to 1991. Isn't that fucked up, dude?
Well, how do you
that
think
makes me feel like I'm 1,000 years old.
How do you think our parents felt during that, like, with that movie?
I don't know. I hate everything about that fact, though. All right, Tom. If Anne Frank was still alive, she would have been, well, I guess either way she would have been 7 years younger than Betty White. Anne Frank was 7 years younger than Betty White.
Full disclosure, I don't know who Anne Frank is.
Anne Frank's diary, she was in an attic, like a fucking, man, it was like an attic above a front porch, I think. Anne Frank's diary was written when the Germans were taking over all of Europe. Anne Frank was a Jew. Her family was killed. She was 14. It's a diary where she kind of just puts her thoughts down, including she's masturbating in the book. And for decades and decades and decades, we all just read about this little girl's thoughts and totally invade her privacy by reading her diary, which is the exact opposite of what a diary is made for. But beside the point. It's an important part in history.
Okay.
To put that in perspective, Martin Luther King was born the same year as Anne Frank, which means Martin Luther King was 7 years younger than Betty White.
Huh.
Martin Luther King Jr., I should say.
You sure it's Jr. and not Martin Luther King?
Positive.
That makes sense. He was kind of old when he died. Yeah. Okay.
Tom, in 1903... the New York Times ran an editorial saying that humans would not be able to fly for 1 million years. 2 months later, the Wright brothers took flight. Trusting we cannot talk to the New York Times about anything, they're fucking idiots. Tom, in 1969, we landed on the moon. And in a move of similar importance in American history, world history even, in 1970, the next year, the year after we landed on the moon, we put wheels on suitcases. Mind blown. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm not really sure what's going on here.
That's a fact. Suitcases didn't have wheels until 1970, and we landed on the moon before that happened. I think that's fucking hysterical.
Okay.
Tom.
Priorities, Pat. Priorities.
Joe Biden served in Congress with people born in the 1800s. And when I say people, I mean six. 6 fucking people born in the 1800s served in Congress with Joe Biden.
That's funny.
Holy wrinkly nutsack, Tom. I mean, Jesus Christ. Are you ready? Here's your
Back
answer,
in
Tom.
my day.
There are whales older than the Civil War. Bowhead whales can live for over 200 years, which means that there are likely whales in the ocean today that were alive during the Civil War, which took place from 1861 to 1865. Fucking whales that were like, holy shit, these guys are fighting. Look, the North is invading the South. This is insane. And now they're like, can somebody stop playing that fucking Bieber song? I can hear it under the water. It's really annoying.
Okay, so hold on.
These guys have seen a lot of shit.
So I want to go back to your Harriet Tubman thing, right? So 1861, she did the Underground Railroad. We'll say that she was 12 years old, right? So she was probably born in 1849, right?
That's a bold guess, but okay.
Well, we're just estimating here. And what was the other fact? That she was alive at the same time as Rosa Parks.
Yeah, she was alive for months before, or she died a few months after Rosa Parks was born.
Was actually born. So how old was Rosa Parks with the bus? Or real simple, what year was Rosa Parks born? You know what I mean? Let's figure that out. Activist.
What year was Rosa Parks born?
1913. So she was really correct. Only like, so she could have 1913, that's 51 years or 63 years. So even, and what year was Harriet Tubman born? We'll figure out how old she was.
What year was Harriet Tubman born?
18. It doesn't say what year she was born.
What year was Harriet Tubman born?
Man, she looks old as shit in some of these pictures.
1822.
Oh, so she was 80 years old when she died.
Yeah.
I don't see why you're upset about it. Like, that's mind-blowing to you.
It's just amazing that those two are on the same fucking timeline in any way.
Pat, if you really think about it, right? If you go all the way back to the Revolutionary War, 1776, the year that the country was founded, it's really only like 5 or 6 generations. We're not that far removed.
I'm with you. That's why I find all of this remarkable. I find that fact alone remarkable.
It seems like it was that long ago, but it really wasn't. You know what I mean?
No, it was very recent. Tom, while the United States was working on sending people to the moon, interracial marriage was illegal in 16 states.
Hold on, what happened?
While the United States was working on sending people to the moon, interracial marriage was illegal in 16 states.
Again, we're not that far. Like the civil rights shit was like 60, 70 years ago. It's really not that far behind us.
I hear you. I'm just, it's weird to think that we were so far, like we're flying to the moon. That's how sophisticated we are, technologically speaking. And at the same time, we're not allowed to marry outside of our race.
Again, that's in this country, and that's because, you gotta, like, we're still just humans. You know what I mean?
True story. Are you ready? This one blew my fucking socks off. Will Smith right now is 8 years older than Uncle Phil was when Fresh Prince started.
Huh. That's understanding.
Fuck me running. That makes me feel like a very, very old man. All right, so I'll read you. You're
talking about shit that happened 30 years ago, and you're shocked.
Dude, I just, man, I fucking love Fresh Prince.
Fucking 30 years ago, bro. Let it go.
I can't. I'm living in the 90s. I'll die in the 90s. Tom, if you put the universe's 13.8 billion years into a year-long timeline, okay? So 13.8 billion years, we're going to shrink it down to 1 year. Here's what it looks like. The Big Bang occurs January 1st at 12 a.m. The Milky Way galaxy forms on March 16th. Our solar system takes shape on September 2nd. The formation of the Earth follows shortly after on September 6th. The first complex cells emerge on Earth on November 9th. Dinosaurs appear on Christmas and are extinct by December 30th. All of recorded human history starts on the night of December 31st at 11:59 and 33 seconds. Jesus Christ is born at 11:59 and 55 seconds. The average human life lasts about a quarter of a second, less than the blink of an eye, which is a third of a second. That's pretty fucking crazy. That's when you're like, man, I feel like I'm really insignificant. Well, motherfucker, you are. You're less than the blink of an eye. That's how significant you are.
For real. George Washington died in 1799. The first dinosaur fossil was discovered in 1824. George Washington never knew dinosaurs existed.
That's a great fact. Who put that up there?
Erica.
Holy shit. What? He got robbed of a childhood. George Washington. That's why he was such a great president, because he didn't know about the fucking dinosaurs. It's so interesting. It would have distracted him from his term.
You're an idiot. That's pretty interesting. As long as you believe in the Big Bang Theory, that's accurate, Pat. I mean, all those things you just said there are not factual. Like they're not proven to be facts. They're hypotheses. Hypotheses. Star Wars came out the same year as the last guillotine execution in France, 1977. Can you fucking believe that?
Nice.
They were killing people with fucking guillotines in 1977. Wow.
The irony that in Star Wars they were also cutting people's heads off, so that works out pretty well.
That's wild, huh? Anyway, you want to do this game, Pat?
I sure do, Tom.
Tom,
ludectrophobia, or what we're actually going to be talking about, is ludophobia. Ludophobia is the fear of games. Ludectrophobia is the fear of video games. Tom, we're going to be talking about fears.
I figured
Fear. So I'm going to pull up the answer guide here, and you've got some really good hints. I'm going to make this game a little easier than we normally do. Oh my god, I lost all my fears. Where'd they go? Oh, there they are. Tom, the first one you're looking at, ergophobia. What do you see in this picture? I see.
It's the fear of writing.
Okay, so you think it's the fear of writing. Now you see there's multiple people. You see there's a coffee, there's a computer, but there is somebody writing in a notebook. So your guess for ergophobia is the fear of writing, which actually, when you said that, that's a really good guess.
Actually,
is that what you're going with?
It's the fear of studying.
Okay. Ergophobia is the fear of work. So you're super close on that one.
Yeah, same thing. That's what you have every day. Next.
If you will allow me, I'd like to give you a hint on each one, because my hint for that one was going to be a lot of the people that you encounter every day have this, and maybe that would have helped you out.
Yeah. I don't think I would have gotten it. The fear of having a flat stomach.
Okay, so this one is amphilophobia. Tom, you do see a flat stomach. Let me just say this. If you were afraid of this thing, you'd probably also not be a big fan of lint.
Fear of belly buttons.
That is correct. It's the fear of belly buttons.
Fear of spiders.
That's amphilophobia. Nope. So, Tom, what you're looking at... Oh, whoa, what'd you do? Oh, what you're looking at is phobophobia. And everybody we're talking about probably has this.
Fear of spiders.
No, that's arachnophobia.
Fear of sand. Fear of sand.
Look at the word itself.
The fear of fear.
That's it. That is the fear of fear. It's actually the fear of phobia.
Fear of phone. Fear of being on the phone.
No, that's funny because it is like the game telephone. No, oh my god, I deleted this one, but it's the
allodraxphobia. Allodraxphobia. It's called allodraxphobia. Dorax.
There's no R. It's allodoxophobia.
Yeah,
hold on,
thing.
I'm going to find it for you right now.
Oh my god, Pat! Can you come prepared once for anything?
Well, I was prepared. What I did was I blacked out all those things, and then I deleted too much. I deleted too much. It is the fear of...
Kind of like God did with your penis. He made it so long.
Irrational opinions. The fear of irrational opinions.
I just had a great fucking joke about deleting stuff, and you just kept cutting me off.
Sorry.
I was going to say like God did with your penis. He gave you too much and then deleted too much.
That's a fact.
Fear of vegetables.
That is absolutely correct. Lachanophobia is the fear of vegetables.
My son has
The
that.
next one, Tom.
Somniphobia.
Somnophobia. The children of Elm Street definitely have this.
The fear of dreams.
Close.
The
How do you
fear
get
of
to the dreams?
the fear of falling asleep.
Fear of falling asleep is somnophobia.
Fear of time.
Ooh, very close. What about time?
Time travel.
Chronophobia is the fear of time what?
Lapse.
Kind of, yeah, exactly. Fear of time passing is chronophobia. The next one, pathophobia. You can see what do you see in that picture, Tom?
It's the fear of intimacy.
Okay, I can see where you got that. What do you really see though?
The fear of touching.
There you go. It's two people touching fingers. Pathophobia is the fear of being touched.
The fear of riding a bike. Philophobia.
Let me give you a hint.
The fear
Philophobia.
The fear of Phil.
You're more likely to have this as a man than as a woman. Philophobia.
The fear of falling on the handlebars when you're riding a bike. You ever do that when you're a kid?
That's very specific.
Well, you ever do that when you're a kid riding a bike and you like fall forward and you jam your fucking pelvic bone into the handlebars?
Not the handlebars, the fucking frame.
Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah, it's fucking brutal. Oh my god, I can think of the pain.
The fear of kissing. The fear of kissing Phil.
The fear of Fresh Prince, philophobia. No, it is the fear of relationships.
Oh, same thing. Fear of Phil. Fear of bridges. Geo.
That is correct. Gephrophobia is the fear of bridges.
I will tell you this, that one of the VPs in our company has that.
Interesting. This one, more likely to have, if you're a teenager, a blutophobia.
The fear of showering.
I will say this.
Listen, I know this. It's the fear. It's the fear of showering.
This picture is exactly misleading. So if it's not the fear of showers, what is it?
The fear of not showering.
Damn it! I gave you a horrible hint. It's the fear of bathing. A bluthophobia, the fear of bathing.
Hold on. So it's the fear of showering. I mean, it's the same fucking thing.
I'll give you that.
My son has.
I think you're doing great.
That's how I knew what it was.
This is by far this is why we're doing this. This one right here. Tom, can you read that phobia for me, please?
Phagophobia.
It only gets better. What do you think phagophobia is?
The fear of women.
That is incorrect, Tom.
The fear of men.
Phagophobia is the fear of swallowing. I swear to God, Tom.
That should be the name of the show. Phagophobia.
I'm not sure that I agree with you.
What? How do you not agree with that? Pat, for the last little doozy of the day. Prisoners arrived at I thought that's
Holy Christ, it's called Alcatraz.
That's not Alcatraz. I thought it was Alcatraz too. That's not Alcatraz.
I'm going strictly off of you trying to read whatever you're trying to read.
It's Auschwitz.
Auschwitz, yeah.
Just
concentration camp.
Just days after McDonald's was founded, 1940, and this is mind blowing. Is it really?
What? Really? Auschwitz came right after McDonald's?
I'm not sure how that's mind blowing.
How is that not mind blowing?
Listen, the George Washington one was the best one. In the guillotine. That one sucked. Pat, that was a fun game. We should do more games like that. This was a fun show. I'm definitely calling this Phagophobia.
Make sure you spell it right, dickhead.
No, I'm gonna spell it the other way. Classic. Anyway. Yeah, man. So we got college hoops in approximately 32 minutes. I'm pretty excited about some college hoops. I'm just gonna have a day where I just relax down here in my man cave, watch basketball, place bets, gonna be awesome. Pat, what are you doing today?
Very exciting. I am going to grocery shop with Miss Elizabeth and basically just sexually harass her the entire day. We cleaned the shit out of the house yesterday, so we don't have to do that. Liz got a new tattoo yesterday. It's adorable. I showed you it this morning.
I thought you did Instacart.
I haven't Instacart in a long time. Instacart about 350 times in a row would bring, like, if you got a multi-bag order, which if you're grocery shopping, how difficult is it to make it 2 bags? I mean, it's pretty fast.
Erica,
if I had,
hold on. Erica just said this. Jewish people were literally sentenced to death and starving the same time McDonald's opened. How is that not crazy? That would be like you saying that a new burger joint opens today, right? While the Ukrainian people are being invaded by Russia. That's not crazy to me. This shit happens every day. They're in 2 different places on the planet.
So you think that the invasion of Ukraine and the Holocaust are comparable?
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that
because a burger joint and a burger joint are definitely comparable.
Well, what I'm saying is that things happen all over the world. Like, how is it mind blowing that a burger joint opened the same day that a bunch of Jews were sentenced to death?
That's not the mind blowing part. The mind blowing part is the time frame. I can't believe that Auschwitz happened after the inception of McDonald's. That's crazy to me.
What do you mean?
McDonald's has not been around for a long time. The reason McDonald's skyrocketed to success was just the baby boomers. The baby boomers are not that far away.
No, they're the 50s. But you understand that when McDonald's opened, it was a single burger joint in the middle of fucking nowhere. That's what it was. Hey, you haven't watched the movie Founded?
Yes, actually, I've seen a whole documentary on McDonald's too. Long before Founded was out, there was an awesome documentary you should watch about them motherfuckers just being crazy, ruthless bastards.
Yeah, but that, so that's not that crazy to me.
Time frame wise, you're like, let me get a McDouble. Also, how's that girl's diary coming along? You don't think that's crazy?
No.
Jesus. A quarter of a second, Tom. That's your lifespan if you put the Earth span into a year timeline. A quarter of a second.
According to the scientists.
All right. Well, I'm okay with that. You can use that. According to science. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and science is never wrong.
It also puts Jesus' birthday on there. Are you saying that that's not true, Tom?
I believe that there was a guy born named Jesus that we base our time off of. Yes, the time of his. Like, I don't deny or not believe that Jesus was a person.
You believe that Jesus had brothers and sisters?
I don't know if he did or did not. I have no idea.
Erica. Oh wait, phobic put. I can't read that.
First off, Erica said because we know all the injustice that went on in stop saying that word. And we know that what McDonald's is now. Looking back, I think it's crazy. Less crazy and more of an interesting coincidence, I guess. I'm with you, Tom. There you go. Panachromic agrees with me. It's like
Panachromic is not somebody who suffers from phagophobia. I will say that. This is going to be the new insult for years to come.
I'm just like, I don't know. It's not that crazy to me. Also, there's a reason why the Big Bang Theory is called a theory, because they can't prove it. Just saying. Anything to add to that, Pat?
No, I'm good. I was writing the description for the
I don't
episode.
understand, like, and this is totally off topic, and we're gonna end the show anyway, but like, I don't understand what everybody's big hang up is with 100% believing science all the time, even though science changes all the fucking time. So you believe one thing 1 second, and then it changes the very next.
So what you're saying is, why would we believe the most current evidence that we have? Because we don't have anything better to believe than the most current evidence we have.
It's not evidence, it's theories.
Listen, I will guarantee you this. This is not a guess. I'm saying it before we die, you and I, before we die, you're going to take a pill to cure cancer. And
You're
then
wild.
the question would be, okay, I don't understand why you let them shoot you with all that shit when you had cancer back then, when it was awful to go through and you lost your hair and everything, because that's the best thing we had available. So would you rather go, nah, you know what? Because I know in 50 years there will be a pill, so I just won't fight this cancer. No, you go with the best shit you have available.
That's not.
And
You're not
at this
comparing
point,
apples
chemo
and
is
apples.
that.
You're not comparing apples and apples.
All right. You got a better example?
Yeah, that people take it as 100% gospel that there was this thing called the Big Bang Theory, where we exploded into existence when there's no way to prove it. Which I'm not saying you can't believe that. It's also the same thing as believing in a god or something like that. Like it's all hearsay or theories or like, you know what I mean?
I think that they do feel that they've proven that theory, the Big Bang Theory. Paleontologists, that's why like the Earth's layers developed the way that they did and everything like that. That's why we know we can age like a fossil. Now, I'm not positive on that. I'm pretty darn close to positive. But I think as far as they're concerned, this is fact. Now, these are the same group of people, not the same individuals, but the same group of people who would have proven to you that the world was flat when Columbus was taking, sail. So I get what you're saying. I'm just saying it's the best thing we have to go on, so we go on it, man.
Well, science is grounded in evidence. We can literally prove these facts. That said, it's insane to be so closed-minded that you can't accept other possibilities exist, especially if you can't disprove them. That's kind of my point. Is that
I wholeheartedly agree, but I'm going to put my chips in on the bet that makes the most sense to me.
Yeah, I'm not discriminating.
But I certainly listen, I'm not saying you put me in the room with a fucking clergyman, and I will ask questions. They're uncomfortable questions because there aren't answers to them, and that's where my belief stops. And I go, okay, well, I guess it was the Big Bang then. You know, it's not that I don't want to believe or that I don't trust them. I don't get the answers that I'm looking for.
I believe in the Big Bang Theory. I believe that happened. So that's not what I'm saying.
Right.
You know what the difference is between me and you, Pat, or you and I, and a bunch of other people?
Is that we go in with an open mind?
Is that my open-mindedness is, well, maybe that didn't happen. I believe that happened, but maybe that didn't happen. And there's other people that are like, that didn't fucking happen.
Yeah, it's the same as like if my parents came to me tomorrow and they were like, hey, just so you know, you were fucking adopted. I'd be like, fuck, really? Like, I have no choice but to believe that because, my parents are saying it. Like, maybe they could show me some documentation, but I wouldn't be like, that's impossible. No, I remember coming out of your vagina. No, I don't. Like, it's possible, I guess. I'm with you. Like, there's nothing that you could tell me that I wouldn't believe if you could back it.
Facts. No cap on a stack. All right, let's get the fuck out of here. Panna, thanks for stopping by. Erica, thanks for stopping by. I don't think anybody else stopped by today, but yeah. And go college basketball. Pat?
Dribble, I say good day.